this is a cluster, and I have only single service HDFS, so which I added as part of the installation. So this video I will walk you through the process of adding yarn service. So go to the add service, then select the service which you want to add, and before adding that service, so make sure you have resolved all the dependencies. So maybe some service depends other services, so you need to take care of that. So I'm just adding yarn, and here we have to select so what are the nodes we want to run. So choose the node where you want to execute. So this has to be on your master machine, and the history server, so this will keep a track of all the completed jobs history. Okay, and node manager, so these are the slave components or worker components, so that you can add on the worker machines. Just continue. Then it's prompting for the some of the configuration. So again, so these are the defaults, and you can configure it now or later. So this is the location where yarn keep its logs and temporary directories, etc. So you can select the default one, or else if you want to customize the location, change that. So now we are adding the service, and it's creating the directories for yarn, etc., and doing some configuration and the other parameter changes, and then finally it will start the yarn service. So again, it takes some time. Okay, so this has created the directories. So if we check here, and so you can see /user directory is created. So yarn will create it automatically, so this directory as part of the installation. And again, if you go inside the user directory, and you can see the directories, so the history, so this is the directory which this yarn service has created. Now the service is added to the cluster, and continue, finish. So now we have two services, HDFS and yarn, right? So if you check the service, then so the status page, it will shows all the health tests and the health summary, and if you go to the instance, so that will show all the services. So you can see the resource manager, which is a core part, and node manager, which is the worker part, and job history server. So history server will keep track of all the submitted or completed jobs. And as I said, the configuration, so you have option to change the configuration from here for this service. So if you have selected during the installation or post installation also, you can tune that. Then executing commands and application. So this application will show what are the running jobs. I mean, if any jobs are running, any yarn jobs are running, that will show. So resource pool, so I will explain this in detail in later slides. And web UI is there. So resource manager UI and job history UI. So these two things, okay, so you have to get the 240 machines public IP address, because since I'm using Amazon AWS, so or else if you have local machine or local installation, just click this instance, so this will open. Okay, oh, here I am working, it's working with this one, no problem. And the history server, so this is the UI. So this is very important. This is called a resource manager web interface. So it will show all the details about the yarn. So initially it's saying all the applications, then total memory available, total vCores available, etc. And whatever the jobs we submitted, whatever the jobs failed and then running, etc., will get this information. And the job history server, suppose if the job has completed, then it's for getting its log, so you have to go through the job history server. So while tuning the yarn, so I will walk you through this part in details. So how to change the configuration, how to use this yarn resource manager web interface in more details. So this is about the yarn. So you need to make sure, so the resource manager is running, also the node manager, because the resource manager down, the entire system will be unavailable. So you have to make sure, okay, again we can add high availability for this service. So that I will be covering in my upcoming videos. So we have seen how we added the yarn service, and the thing we need to check before installing. So what are the things we need to make sure is we need to identify the host where we need to install these components, and also the directories that we want to use for yarn service. So the post to the installation, you have option to configure, and also you can see the application monitoring from here, and also the web interface URL. So this is very important for an administrator to troubleshoot or monitor the jobs. So I hope you are clear on adding the yarn service. So for more updates, so please subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Bye.